Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to English News coming to you from DJAZAIR and One TV. I'm your host Hida Belhadi to the headlines. The largest resistance attack on the entity since the Nakba. The Islamic resistance movement called Hamas threw an apple for the Palestinian people. The fifth annual high-level meeting of the Algeria and the European Union Energy Dialogue. Prime Minister obtaining housing in the consider of the constitutional right, and this what is important in the ground. Attaf Algeria is independent and the President Tebboune for the transformation he made that results Algerian to its position. Prime Minister Ayman bin Abdurrahman will present the government general policy statement on the National People Assembly discussion. Laqab supervised the opening of the media section of the evaluation recruitment processes. Welcome to details. The largest resistance attack in the entity since the Nakba, Palestinian Heroes for All the Aqsa. The Aqsa Flood is an operation launched by the Palestinian resistance in the Gaza Strip against the operation at dawn yesterday, October 7, 2023. It included the land, sea and air attack and the infiltration of resistance members into several settlements in the Gaza envelope. The operation was announced by Mohammed Adrif, Chief of Staff of the Azdin Qassam Brigade, the elementary wing of the Islamic resistance movement Hamas, and it was considered the largest attack on the occupation in the decades. Palestinian resistance fighters infiltrated the settlements around the Gaza Strip through the border fence and through frogman units from the sea, in addition to the paratroopers from the Falcon regions of the Qassam Bridge. The Drif said in the recorded audio message at the dawn of the Saturday, October 7, 2023, we announced the start of the Operation Al-Aqsa Flood with the first strike at the Trusted Enemy States airport and military fortification. He said that this is the first strike exceeded 5,000 missiles and chills during the first 20 minutes of the operation. The guests consider that today is the day of the great battle, the end of the last operation in the surface of the earth, and called in the Palestinians of the West Bank and the territories of the 1948 to join this war with all of the frame aims and knaves they proceed and engage the protest and sit-ins. He also called in the Arab and Islamic people to support demonstratization sit-ins in all forms of the popular process. It turns Saleh al-Arouri, deputy head of the political of the Hamas movement, said that the Gaza Strip Mujahideen began a weight of operation with the aim of the defending Al-Aqsa Mosque and liberating the prisoners. The name chosen by the Palestinian resistance of the Operation Aqsa Flood carried the significance of the response of the ongoing violation of the Aqsa Mosque and the Islamic holy sites in the city of Al-Quds. The occupation army said after the operation that it wasn't a state of war and citizens were hid in the south and the center of the occupation and the city of the Jerusalem, while the media reports that gun battles took place between groups of the Palestinian resistance fighters and security forces in the town of the south of the occupation. The occupation army spoke on the double operation carried out by the Palestinian resistance, including launching rockets and infiltration. The occupation defense minister said that the Hamas is waging war against the occupying state. The Palestinian ambassador to Algeria added that the President Tebboune stressed at the United Nations that the Palestinian people he must obtain his rights immediately. He continued, the Algerian president confirmed and the United Nations that journalism of the capital of the state of the Palestine reaction limited to the condemnation are not enough, but we value them. On Tuesday, 2 journalists were murdered and a third was seriously injured as a result of Israeli raid and injured of the residential building west of the Palestinian city of Gaza. The video podcast by Al Jazeera showed the 2 ethnic journalists who were featured wearing press badge, as well as the third journalist who was seriously injured. Reuters said the American has no intention for sending group forces to occupied Israel after the Hamas-affiliated Azadin al-Qassam forces carried out Operation Maximum Flood, which has now far left more than 900 dead and more than 2,000 wounded among the rank of the occupying entity and captured more than 100 hostages, including the commander of the Southern region, General Namrud Alani. While the death toll among the Palestinians said rose, according to the Palestinian Ministry of Health, the death toll in Gaza and the West Bank rose to 704 since dawn on Saturday, including 143 children and 105 women and about 4,000 wounded. The fifth annual high-level meeting of the energy dialogue between Algeria and the European Union was held on Thursday, and the Belgium capital Brussels, co-chaired by the European Union Commissioner for Energy Affairs Kadri Simpson and the Ministry of the Energy and Mines Mohamed Argab, the Minister of Energy and Mines, and the European Commission also held a bilateral meeting in which he discussed ways and means to enhance bilateral cooperation in the field of the energy. His meeting falls within the framework of the implementing the Memorandum of the Understanding of the Strategic Partnership between the Algeria and the European Union in the field of energy signed the Algeria in 2013, which aims to develop a strategic relation in the field of the energy while respecting the interests of both sides. The fifth meeting was an opportunity to review the progress achieved in the field of the bilateral cooperation and to reiterate the common will to work to strengthen it by interesting exchanging within the framework of the sectoral working group and the two expert groups regarding natural gas and electricity, new and renewable energies and energy efficiency formed in 2015, while also welcomed to the two sides acknowledge the progress made in the partnership process, including regular meeting between experts and organizing joint activities that contribute to improving mutual understanding and the question of the common interest in the areas of the natural gas, renewable hydrogen, effectively reducing gas emissions in the energy sector, and development renewable energies and enhancing energy efficiency. The importance of the Algeria in the terms of the being strategic and effective partner through the energy assembly of the European Union with the natural gas was also emphasized, as well as the development of the European demand, and the offer submitted by the Algerian was discussed. The two parties discussed European-Algerian cooperation to reduce methane emissions in the oil and gas industry and agreed to work to encourage the extraction and marketing of methane gas, which will provide mutual benefits for mitigating and effects for the climate change, the best valuation for the Algerian gas industry, and increase in the quantities of the gas directed to the European Union. Prospective cooperation in the field of renewable hydrogen were also discussed, highlighting the efforts made by the European Union and decrease the accelerate the employment of the renewable energies, with hydrogen being considered a priority area for stimulating the green transition. The Algerian National Strategy was recently adopted. The mainly developed hydrogen Simpson and Arqab concluded that there is an excellent potential for a fruitful and mutually beneficial partnership in renewable hydrogen, and that they are engaged in intensifying cooperation in this field. The two sides also agreed to work to achieve further progress in the fields of the methane and hydrogen emission to facilitating and upgrading the model industrial projects and organizing workshops that bring together the European and the Algerian public and private actors. From this perspective, the two sides expect their common will to explore the possibility of reaching a cooperation agreement of the hydrogen in order to identify concrete actors and projects in this area of the partnership. The two parties also expressed their desire to expand cooperation in the field of the exploration, production, and use of the rare materials. It is also planned to discuss the possibility of establishing industrial partnership to produce equipment for the renewable energy market. Given the very positive result to the clean energy project, the European Union and its Algerian partnership have reached a cooperation program worth £15 million. Based on priority identified through the dialogue, this program aims to support the development of renewable energy projects and their integration into the network, leading to the modern technologies and electronic connections development for the green hydrogen economy, increasing the production and transmission of renewable energies, in addition to energy efficiency in home and public bodies. The Extraordinary General Assembly of the Housing of the Chauffeur Company Shelter Africa continued at the National Conversation Center in the capital. Prime Minister Ayman bin Abdurrahman supervised the second day's work in the presence of the member of the government members and the African ministers. The Prime Minister renewed the Algerian experience in the field of the housing promotion and development before the participants, stating and stressing that the obtaining housing is considered a constitutional right which is reflected on the ground. Ben Abdurrahman relieved that the housing sector has completed a broad program related to obtaining ownership and rent, adding that the Algerian has achieved the building materials. Ben Abdurrahman also confirmed that 4 million citizens were able to obtain adequate housing, calling on the African to benefit from the Algerian experience. Ben Abdurrahman believed that the Algerian is working to open a route within various African capitals. This Saturday, in the Algerian, the Minister of Communication, Mr. Mohamed Lagab, supervising the opening of the Information Symposium on Evaluation Recommend Process in the various sector. When he opened the proceeding of the Media Symposium, Mr. Lagab stressed that the Algeria, under the leadership of the President of the Republic, made tremendous efforts in the field of the implements, but in his word, they remained hidden. In this regard, he added that the symposium is an opportunity for the Minister of the Sectors consider the presence of real numbers that reflects reality, noting that the numbers were achieved in the light of a tense international environment due to the corona pandemic. The symposium is attended by the Minister of the Interior, Local Government and Urban Development, Mr. Ibrahim Murad, the Minister of the Labor, Employment and the Social Security, Mr. Faisal bin Talib, the Minister of the National Education, Mr. Abdel Hakim Belabad, and the Minister of the Higher Education and Scientific Research, Mr. Kamal Bedari. On another issue related to the decision of the Council of Duplication of the educational program in private schools, the Minister said that the latter are the first of the foremost the Algerian schools and therefore are subject to the law of the Republic of Algeria, which obligate them to teach the national educational program. After opening out that what happens when the owners of these schools took advantage of the circumstances in recent years by teaching foreign program, he stressed that the Algerian state restored its prestige and obligate them to work in accordance with its laws. In a related context, Mr. Lagab praised the strength of the educational and university system and the English language, considering the decision a win. After stating that the global language, Mr. Lagab considered that by controlling the Algeria will take its position regionally and globally. According to Mr. Lagab, that the goal of this symposium is to provide official information analysis and viewpoints that will benefit the media and the public authorities and confirmed misinformation, propaganda, and various media treatment, and the angels presented in various media, noting that the samples will be followed by seminars that will be devoted in the other sectors such as industry and agriculture. The Minister of National Education gave detailed presentation on the recruitment process that the sector has witnessed recently, highlighting that the most 240,000 employees, including professors and administrators, have been employed. The Minister of the National Education, Abdelhakim Belabad, reiterated that the historic and exceptional decision taken by the President of the Republic to upgrade the school, especially with regard to the hiring teachers. During a media symposium of the evaluation employment process in the various sectors organized by the Ministry of Communication, Belabad explained that the historic and exceptional decisions taken by the President of the Republic in the field of the school promotion have enabled an increase in the level of the qualified human training, citing in this regard the employment of more than 9,000 teachers for the English language in the primary stage, in addition to employment 12,977 professors of the sport and the physical education. Belabad also reviewed the course of the school admission for 2023 and 2024, stressing that it took place in a good condition, recalling his own figures such as the enrollment of more than 11 million students disputed among 30,000 educational institutions. Any other topic related to the digitization of the educational sector, he renewed his commitment to the continuing the effort aimed at digitizing all operation related to it with the aim of the improving school performance and the quality of teaching. The Minister of the Foreign Affairs National Committee Abroad, Mr. Ahmed Aftaf, confirmed during his speech on the occasion of the National Day of the Diplomacy that Algeria is debated of the President Tebboune for the qualitative transformation and correct decision he has made in the Algerian foreign policy, especially with regard to the promoting security, dialogue, and the peaceful coexistence. Atta stressed that the President Tebboune restored the national interest, making it above all else, and from it the Algerian derives its foreign decision within the framework of guarantees each interest at various levels. Attaf touched on Algerian support for liberation movement and its support of the opposite people, which is considered a firm principle in Algerian's foreign policy within it guarantees these people and the rights to the life in peace and also guarantees their rights to economic development. Attaf also touched on the Algerian role in spreading security and stability and promoting the culture of dialogue and peaceful coexistence at the level as a result of the Algerian great weight at various levels. The Minister Ayman bin Abdelrahman will present the Government General Policy Statement of the National People's Assembly for discussion. A statement by the National People's Assembly stated the discussion of the General Policy Statement will continue on Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and the next Sunday. The Prime Minister will make room to respond to the MPs concerned on Monday, October 16, 2023 in a plenary session. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of the news. Thanks for your attention.